Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for the second half hour of The Factor Uncensored. A major update from the Catholic Church tonight. Pope Francis has given the green light for priests to bless same-sex couples. In a new document from the Vatican, this new policy insists that people seeking God's love and mercy shouldn't be subjected to moral analysis to receive it. However, the document reinforces the Church's belief that marriage is a sacrament between man and woman, and that the blessing should not come during a ceremony or even with the clothing and gestures that belong in a wedding. Joining us to talk about it, Eduardo Lopez de Casas of SNAP and Pastor Dr. Ruth Allen Olson. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. Is this a first step? Too late, too little? Your thoughts on what the Catholic Church is doing now?
Now, I'm going to break something I don't usually do, and that is I don't usually comment on what other religions or pastors or anything do. But so I'm going to have to look at this from a journalistic standpoint. This is a blessing. It's not, it's a blessing of people.
Not a marriage where you come in, do you take this person, do you take that person? That's not this.
That's not this.
This is just a blessing of their union together.
Well, as I was reading it, it wasn't even necessarily a blessing of the union together as it is a blessing of the people who are there asking for a blessing. So if you come to our church, for instance, there are times when I pray for people, anoint people, I bless everybody there. Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what they're doing. That you can receive compassion and a touch, and you are important to God. And so it's going to be unpacked later.
From your journalistic perspective, is this just PR?
Not necessarily. It's a big deal in the Catholic Church and in Christendom. There's a lot going on in the Christian faith. For instance, there was just an earthquake practically in the Methodist Church over the issue of LGBTQ and the church. A split. This is not an earthquake, but it's a
tremor.
It's a movement. Yes, a tremor. It's a big one. It's a big one.
All right, Eduardo, your thoughts on this? And we know, of course, and we have to be completely clear with you monitor the Catholic Church for misbehaving priests who take advantage of young people or adults, whomever.
Yes.
But your thoughts on this?
Well, I definitely agree that it may have been a small earthquake in the Vatican, but as the waves come towards the United States, it's turning into a tsunami. We're already seeing many people, traditional Catholics, very angry with the church on what is going on, and as those people become aware of what is happening, they're going to be very angry. For example, the traditional Catholic blog Messa in Latin called this document heresy, and said that they are seeing the Catholic Church crumble. I definitely agree with that. We at SNAP see that the Catholic Church is trying to do things right now because, number one, they lost so many people after all of the sexual abuse allegations, which continue to this day. And then we had the pandemic. They lost more people during the pandemic. And now they are trying to approach other communities like the LGBTQ to try to get some of those people into the church, and I think it's going to be totally backfiring because...
And so you think when I said it's PR?
Yes, exactly, PR. And again, I think it's going to backfire because the LGBTQ community is already seeing that this document only states that the Catholic Church sees unions between same-sex couples as very inferior to unions between a man and a woman. And of course, it was made clear when this document was introduced at the Vatican by Cardinal Victor Martin Fernandez. He said that this document definitely does not amend or make any differences in the Church's doctrine between traditional marriage of a man and a woman.
Dr. Ruth, can you see some priests saying, look, I'm not going to do it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, if you want to, you can come into the church, you can sit in the congregation, but I'm not going to bless this union.
Well, there's nothing that says that that's a requirement. It
Right.
says it's allowed. So a priest could absolutely decide that they're not going to do it.
And so what do you think they would do in that case? Bring someone else in, or just kind of let it?
I don't know. I'm not Catholic. I'm part of the Protestant group. But I do, if I can say this, there are some other issues that, from my standpoint, that could be worked on. For instance, priests getting married, the place of women in the church. There are a lot of gender-type issues that the Catholic Church could work toward. We've talked about it before, about not allowing them to get married. And so that could be a part of some of the problems that they have.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you all for joining us here on The Factor.